gentlemen, okay, let's get started. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome today to Notes for Niraj. Niraj is at FPLA, he has requested this, so we are delivering. If you'd like to say hello to Niraj, do it right now. Okay. If he doesn't watch this, he's in trouble. Okay, so I wanted to put everything together that we have done, this section, and kind of organize it so it starts making sense. We have, as our goals, talk about a place and its climate, right? That's the vocabulary. What grammar goes with that vocabulary? Hint, it might be on the backboard. Comparatives with quantities, okay? So let's take a look at that. This is something we have done so many times. What we're trying to say is like, it rains more in Oregon than Nevada. There are more trees in Montana than there are in Texas. What are the phrases that we have learned for that? Más que, menos que, and tanto como. Okay? Tanto, I'm making myself confused. No, it's tanto. Okay? So, if you want to look back on this, this is page 330 in the book. But what I would like you to do right now, we're doing a self-check. I'd like you to turn to somebody near you and see, without notes, and I'm just going to give you 2 minutes, see if you can talk about a place and its climate. You and your partner put something together, and then I'm going to pick people at not so random. It'll probably be the people that are spaced out. I'll pick you, and we will hear some of your examples. And I'll probably make you come up here, so when you talk, we can record it for the ride. Okay? Hope that's resumed. Vamos a escuchar a nuestra amiga Savannah. Ven, Savannah. Al frente, por favor. This is Notes for Niraj, so you gotta be up here so he can hear you. Vamos. Vamos. También vamos a escuchar a nuestro amigo. Oh, there's not many amigos. Okay, go ahead.
En el estado de Florida tiene más huracanes que Nevada.
Es verdad. En el estado de Florida tienen más huracanes que en Nevada. ¿Qué estado tiene más tornados? Kansas, like all this weekend. Texas, like all over. Tornados por todas partes. It was bad. Yo también. Ven, Ernesto. Ay, güey. Vamos. Dime una comparación de la clima de un parte al otro, por favor.
El bosque es más húmedo que el desierto.
El bosque es más húmedo que el desierto. Excellent. So those are two good examples of using comparisons to talk about a place and its climate. Let's go down, let's extend this page. What's our other speaking goal? Telling a story, all right? And the grammar we're going to use for telling a story is, like we've been doing for a couple of chapters, preterite and imperfect. I'm going to start writing. I know this is very similar to the last chapters, but there's another explanation, another list of when to use preterite, when to use imperfect, this time specifically in storytelling. If you'd like to look in your book and just copy this, it's on page 332. 332. Why can I write the word number 2? That's ridiculous. Okay. Your number 3, right? So, let's talk about preterite first. When you're telling a story, when do you use the preterite? Here are some, I'm just copying this right out of the book. Okay? When you talk about what happened, when you're saying something happened, it's already done. This is something like we studied before. It's something in the past, you could see a beginning or end point. When you're talking about a sequence of events, each action or event that takes place in the story would be described in the preterite. When you're talking about changes or reactions, those things are always going to be in the preterite. And it says an event that began or ended. Of course, events began. So I'm just going to put that ended. It's like you know about it. It's done. Okay. I know, guys. It's like a UFO story. If I can, my files are corrupted. I've got to refund it. I will show you the UFO grammar theme episode, which is wonderful. Okay. Let's go on to, in a story, when you use imperfect. Well, my friends, when you're setting the background or setting the scene, saying what things were generally like, or what was going on. Please don't take this as a hard, fast rule. But you could paraphrase this as saying, imperfect is general type information that was happening. Preterite is usually specific events that occurred in the story. So general type background information, stuff that was just going on, that's usually imperfect. The specific events in a story are usually preterite. Okay? And I know we've been doing imperfect and preterite forever. This is just another guideline. So, we practice talking about a place and its climate. I can sense that very soon you will be writing a story. Okay? So if you want to think about that, you have a few phrases on 332 like, once upon a time, there once was, those kind of phrases that start a story. So you might be thinking about, if I have to write a story, what on earth am I going to write? Okay? And so that's that. Over the next little while, we're about out of time today, but we're going to start working on a few exercises out of the book. And so if you want to get a head start, today we will definitely begin. These need to be on a page that I can get turned in at the end of the year, or the end of the chapter, whichever comes first. Probably the end of the chapter. We want to look at exercise 1. We will do exercise 2, which is a listening. Exercise 6. I already gave you those, am I right?
I don't know.
No, you're guessing. You surprised me. I gave you what? For this section?
Oh, yeah. On that part.
Yeah.
I did the one that was.
So some of these are done. I do want to do 8 because it's a listening. So we will do that. And going with present and imperfect, I want to do 13. So that's going to be, actually I want to do 12 too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's going to be 8 total exercises. This section. I don't think I'll give you more than that. So we've done 3, am I right? 3 or 4 already?
Yeah.
Okay. So please, let's use the rest of class to work on this as a practice. And if anybody wants, I should turn this off for Niraj. Say goodbye to your friend.
Bye.